I flew with Royal Air Maroc from Barcelona to Casablanca. From boarding chaos to unexpected delays, plus a transit experience that took an unexpected turn. Was this flight worth it? Stick around to find out.
Hasta luego.
Today my trip started in Barcelona, where I arrived with Vueling from Malaga. My flight landed at 11 AM and my next flight was scheduled for 12:45. Barcelona Airport has two terminals. Terminal 1 in my video, opened in 2009, handles most international flights and offers plenty of shops, restaurants and lounges. The airport is huge but well organized. Terminal 2 is older and mainly serves EasyJet along with some other flights. A free shuttle runs between terminals, but if you have a connection, always check your departure terminal in advance. I arrived at Gate B and needed to reach Gate D, which is dedicated to flights outside the Schengen area, requiring passport control. It took me about 15 minutes to walk from B to D. There was no queue at passport control. You simply scan your passport and proceed. However, the machine didn't accept mine, so I had to go to a counter where a police officer manually checked it. The entire process took just 3 minutes. Near Gate D, there is a large duty-free store, your last chance to grab a Barcelona FC souvenir before leaving Spain. The airport also has an outdoor terrace with a coffee shop, a great spot to relax and enjoy some fresh air before your flight. Gate D was fairly empty, with plenty of seating by the windows, perfect for plane spotting. If you enjoy aviation content and trip reports, make sure to like this video and subscribe for more. Today I'm flying with Royal Air Maroc for the first time. It's Morocco's national flag carrier, founded in 1953, with its main hub at Casablanca Mohammed V Airport. Royal Air Maroc operates a fleet of around 55 aircraft, including Boeing 737s, 787 Dreamliners, and Embraer 190s. In 2020, it became the first African airline to join the One World Alliance, giving passengers access to benefits with partner airlines like Iberia and Qatar Airways. As for the cabin classes, they have economy and business class. Long-haul flights offer lie flat seats in business. They fly to Brazil, the US and Canada, and has a strong presence in West and Central Africa, competing with Ethiopian Airlines and Turkish Airlines for connectivity between Africa and the rest of the world. Many of these destinations are not widely served by European airlines, making Royal Air Maroc a convenient option for travelers heading to West and Central Africa. Boarding was smooth and quick. Royal Air Maroc seems quite flexible with personal items. I noticed passengers carrying oversized backpacks and multiple items without any issue. However, they initially told me there was no space for my small suitcase, but I managed to convince them that it was within carry-on limits, the same size allowed by Wizz Air and Ryanair, so basically the size of a backpack.
Esta sí,
Vale,
esta está bien.
vale, vale.
Ese no, ese.
Vale, sí, es muy pequeña.
Sí, es muy
vale.
pequeña, sí, no se preocupe.
Vale, vale, gracias, gracias.
They operate 5 weekly flights on this route, mostly using Boeing 737, but once or twice a week they switch to an Embraer. I specifically chose this day to experience the Embraer 190 as, I guess, it's used when there is lower passenger demand. My plane today is a 10-year-old Embraer 190 delivered to Royal Air Maroc in December 2014. The Embraer 190 is a narrow-body regional jet with a 2-2 seating configuration, designed by the Brazilian manufacturer Embraer. It typically carries between 96 and 114 passengers, with a range of 4,500 kilometers, ideal for regional flights like Barcelona to Casablanca.
Hello.
Hello.
As I boarded, I got stuck in the aisle, witnessing an altercation between a flight attendant and a business class passenger, who seemed to have brought 3 pieces of luggage on board, leaving no space for others.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
I need the place for the luggage.
Can I put this on?
You have 3 luggage.
I have 2. Not
And 3.
But why will I have 3 luggage? That's
You
for her.
have 2 in.
That's for her. That's not me. One for me. This one and that one.
Yes.
The other one is for her.
This is bag. You can put it in the
You tell me
receipt.
like that. Not telling me that I have 3 bags. What will I be doing with 3 bags?
On the 3 bagages.
Why will I have 3 bags?
Sir,
You don't have 3 bags. Yeah. Why will I have
You
3
have
bags?
2 and
That's one for me. One for her. One. This
Sir.
is for me.
excuse me, one moment.
I know, but she's accusing me of what I don't know.
It's okay, sir.
Hello.
Sir, look at me. One moment, you say that. It's okay. One moment. هو الاسكال فاش غيجي هو اللي يشوف هذا الشيء.
Ça marche.
Clearly, there was a luggage management issue. I even had to step over some bags to get to my seat.
I think you're doing something wrong. Me? Your company, not you.
As soon as I got to my seat, I noticed another passenger who was also frustrated with the airline, possibly due to luggage issues. Boarding was complete, but that didn't mean we were ready to taxi out. We remained seated without any information. At least I got myself entertained by the pieces of ice falling out from the ventilation system. I don't know if this is something that happens often on an Embraer, because it had never happened to me on any other aircraft.
We apologize for this delay to the loading of luggages. Thank you for your understanding.
41 minutes after boarding, we were still at the gate, stuck on the plane. At least I used this time to do a seat review. The seats were quite spacious with good legroom, although they were a bit worn out, and I haven't seen any USB power outlet. On the plus side, the seats were reclinable. Next to the safety information card, there was a duty-free magazine featuring products like cosmetics, perfumes, tobacco, and jewelry. Finally, after 55 minutes of waiting on the plane, we started taxiing out. On the way, I spotted an Emirates Airbus A380, and that wouldn't be the last time I saw one that day. After this flight of British Airways, it was finally our time to take off. Our flight time today was 1 hour and 53 minutes, cruising at 35,000 feet. Service in economy began 25 minutes after takeoff. On shorter flights under 2.5 hours, Royal Air Maroc typically serves a hot snack, while on flights over 2.5 hours, they provide a full meal with sides and dessert. For long-haul flights, multiple meals are offered, often featuring traditional Moroccan dishes like tagine and couscous. Well, today's hot snack was definitely not Moroccan. It was a hot sandwich filled with chicken and melted cheese. I won't lie, it wasn't particularly tasty, but at least it was edible. The sanitizing wipe they gave us at boarding came in handy after the meal. After finishing the sandwich, the drink service began. Royal Air Maroc offers a selection of soft drinks, juices and alcoholic beverages, including Moroccan wine and beer. I kept it simple and just had a water. As I sipped my drink, I caught a stunning view of the Strait of Gibraltar, the natural divide between Spain and Morocco. As we got closer to our destination, I decided to check out the lavatory. It was small, which is expected on an Embraer, but to be honest, not that clean. If you have never traveled on an Embraer before, here is a little tip. Finding the flush button is not that easy. Instead of being on the wall, it's actually below the sink, just above the toilet paper. So now you know, and you won't have to spend an eternity looking for it like I did, feeling like a total fool. As we cruised along the Moroccan coastline, we began our descent into Mohammed V's airport in Casablanca. The landing was quite windy. Just before touching down, the plane suddenly lifted a few meters back into the air, but the pilots quickly regained control and we landed safely. While taxiing to the gate, I spotted the second Emirates A380 of the day, preparing for its return flight to Dubai.
Merci.
I took one last shot of this Embraer before heading to the bus that would take us to the terminal. If you are enjoying this trip review so far, hit that like and subscribe button, it really helps the channel. Upon arriving at the terminal for my return flight to Madrid, I had two options: stay in the transit or exit the airport for a short break before returning. Since I had more than 3 hours before my next flight, I decided to go outside. When I reached passport control, I was met with a huge queue. At first, I thought about waiting, but realizing it could take an hour, I quickly changed my mind. Just to be sure, I asked an airport staff member for advice.
Bonjour, je viens d'arriver, j'ai un vol à Madrid.
Embarquement à Madrid, la carte d'embarquement.
Ça. Hongrie, de la Hongrie, l'Union européenne.
Union European, ça. You have to stamp your passport first.
Okay.
Downstairs, you can go to terminal to get a boarding pass.
Okay.
Is this for reservation? Yeah, you need boarding pass.
Okay.
Like a card.
Okay.
To enter to boarding.
Okay. Okay.
You can go this way.
Okay, thank you.
He was kind enough to let me use the priority lane, normally reserved for first class and business class passengers. I thought I had luck on my side, but I couldn't have been more wrong. The police officer refused to let me exit, telling me I had to go back and stay in transit. To make things even worse, he also informed me that my printed Iberia ticket wasn't valid for boarding. I needed an official boarding pass from a counter. Well, at the transit area, there is just one counter which belongs to Royal Air Maroc. So let's try to get my Iberia boarding pass.
Bonjour. Je vais voyager avec Iberia. Ils m'ont dit que c'est ici que je dois demander la carte d'embarquement. Madrid.
Vous pouvez quitter la zone internationale et passer à des comptoirs d'Iberia, c'est au terminal.
At this point, honestly, I thought it was a bad joke.
Passport, ils m'ont dit non, je dois aller directement et demander ici
Oui, je sais.
une carte d'embarquement.
Donc il faut attendre l'agent d'Iberia. Il va arriver avant le départ 1h30 ou 2h.
Je peux manger quelque chose par ici ou il n'y a rien?
Les restaurants, c'est
ok.
après l'immigration.
Ok, donc je dois attendre ici.
Oui, exactement.
Ok.
Merci.
Ok, merci.
So that's a bit of a chaos. Let's check out the vending machine. Luckily, I had some almonds with me to snack on. After an hour, I tried asking again if anyone knew when the Iberia agent would arrive, but
Ça a fait là. C'est bon, elle va vous demander.
Ah, merci. Merci.
J'ai une question, s'il vous plaît.
Oui.
Vous êtes un vlogueur?
Oui.
Ça? Vous avez une chaîne YouTube?
Oui. Merci. Bye.
so that's the first time that they have asked for my YouTube channel. I hope you will like my content, and I hope you will like it too. So he told me not to worry, but I'm still a bit worried. Let's see. So here I was, stuck in a deserted part of the airport, unable to exit, but also unable to reach my gate until I got a boarding pass. The area was practically empty, except for a sleeping passenger, a few cleaning staff, and a broken vending machine. To make things even more unsettling, there was an unattended bag sitting there, raising serious questions about airport security measures. I'm getting a bit anxious. I decided to approach a Spanish couple, thinking they might be in the same situation, and I was right.
Perdona, ¿estás esperando el vuelo a Madrid de Iberia? Pues yo también. Y me han dicho que alguien va a venir, pero no ha venido todavía.
La historia es que no.
Estamos juntas.
¿Tú tienes tarjeta de embarque?
Eso,
Lo
sí.
mismo.
Ah, bueno, no, pero ella lo tiene impreso.
Sí, pero...
Estamos hablando ahora mismo con su hermano. Su hermano es comandante de...
Ah,
Tenéis que ir a facturación del vuelo.
No, espera. O sea, que es complicado porque nosotros estamos dentro de la Feria Internacional, entonces no nos dejan salir. Hay una chica aquí que tiene impresa la tarjeta de embarque, la de siempre, con el código de barra.
Tampoco le vale.
Y no me dejan, no me dejan tampoco.
Nos tienen que dar una tarjeta de embarque de la antigua.
Sí, eso, como a la antigua, sí.
Es que yo aquí veo mucha mentira. Veo
Que el vuelo sale en una hora.
que tendríamos que estar ya en la puerta.
Finally, 50 minutes before departure and just 5 minutes before boarding was supposed to start, an agent arrived at last and handed us the much-needed boarding passes.
Merci beaucoup. Bonne journée. Au revoir.
We cleared security in no time. The area was completely empty and made it to the terminal just in time to board our Iberia flight to Madrid. If you are curious about that flight, don't miss my next video. I paid €120 for my ticket, which is a great price. It included one checked-in baggage and one hand luggage on board. Overall, I was satisfied, but there was a major issue with baggage handling. On board, hand luggage storage was chaotic, and then later, before departure, we were stuck on the ground for an hour, waiting for luggage to be loaded. The hard product was decent. The seat was comfortable and spacious, although a bit worn out, but the lavatories could have been cleaner. The soft product was much better. The crew was very nice and very professional, and the beverage selection was fine. For a 2-hour flight, hot snack is standard, but the quality was disappointing. This was by far the worst part of the journey. What if I had a longer layover, for example half a day, stuck in the transit area with no restaurants and with a broken vending machine? Communication was also a disaster. Some staff told me that I had to exit and then re-enter the airport, and then at passport control they didn't let me out and send me back to transit. The Royal Air Maroc agent was helpful, but overall airport organization needs some serious improvement. Yes, but I would avoid transiting through Casablanca unless my connecting flight was also with Royal Air Maroc. Since there is only one check-in counter in the transit area, if you are flying with another airline, it could create issues. Thanks for watching. If you like this review, don't forget to like and to subscribe. And if you are curious about my flight back to Madrid, check out my next video. I hope you enjoyed coming along on this aviation adventure. See you soon for more flights and discoveries. Bye!